So East versus West, 11 was months ago. Okay. What are you?
Months ago.
Months ago. Years. In arm wrestling years, you know, everything just moves like this. What are your favorite moments? Favorite matches?
Top 3.
Top 3.
Minda, Prokopchuk. Dadikyan,
Hutchings.
and probably Kurdech and Morozo.
So let's start with the GOAT.
Minda himself, King Minda.
Round 1, 2.
I think in Lithuania, when it was Lithuanian, it was King Minda for real. So
yeah.
It was like that. So new king is back on it.
I didn't. We were in Lithuania this past weekend. We didn't much talk about them, but I think everyone was pretty proud of them, right?
Yeah.
They definitely should be.
I did talk with Sharunas. I did talk with Palaskas. And they all were like, it's big, and it is. It is. Yeah.
He did what he wanted to achieve in an amazing match, right? I think it's probably one of the best examples of great top roller versus great inside puller. First 2 rounds, I'm sitting there and I'm like hopeless. I lost hope. I thought this is over because it was just looking too easy, and I don't know. No one can hear it. People who saw watching the behind the scenes live stream, Roman was doing that. I was shouting like crazy all the time. Round 3, 4, 5, I was just right there, shouting at Minda, shouting at everyone. I think I was the biggest hype man there in the audience because the match, round 3, turned around and was just an amazing moment.
Yeah. It's usually best is when, and I would say general public really thought that Daniel will win.
Yeah.
And he was favorite also in our eyes, and it's always great to see that it's possible to turn around, especially after 2 first rounds when Daniel did all good, and he was in control, and maybe even a little bit he was too confident, too sure about, and was not so aggressive with setup, and let Minda take a little bit more of his position in this setup, and even when Minda stopped him, it's, I don't know how correct it is, but he can be smart enough and do some tactical foul, I would say, or sometimes even it's okay to lose like you're not in good position, give up. Think about general result at the end, and he was not in so good position, and he was still fighting. Maybe because he was so sure about his arm strength, and he thought maybe, okay, I don't care about my wrist, I still can win. And usually that's how it is.
Yeah.
He still can win even without a hand.
Minda, I think first 2 rounds he got in those positions. He could have tried something, but he was like not good enough.
Yeah. He did what we were talking before. Yeah. If he is not in a good position, why to spend too much energy? Yeah. Let it and focus for next round. And he did it in a 3rd round, but he still had 1 more round in like even in the 4th round he could do it. But what was the difference this time as well? Usually when he gets in that position, he stays statical, he's waiting, holding. He worked much smarter.
Yeah. Put his shoulder behind.
Gets that position. He was not, sometimes even both legs under, and he's staying here and holding and this defensive. Yeah. He was rotating with his whole body. Okay, you need to be sure about your arm strength, about your shoulder strength, about ability to do that. And sometimes it's necessary to be strong enough in that. But he was sure about that, and he was prepared for that. And he did technically, tactically very good, and it was working. And best maybe would be, it was 2-0 for Daniel, then Minda came back, 3-2. I would love to see like 3-3 that Daniel would be able to do and change something, and then this golden round and like, but still it was absolutely great arm wrestling, top quality, and great performance from both of them, and I still think that also Daniel, with a little bit different tactical approach, could
definitely
finish.
I think if we do this 1 more time,
we don't know.
It's still going to be war. Like last 4 rounds, it was, even though Daniel was exhausted, it was so hard to finish the match. It was so hard to finish. Round 6, he was giving his all, absolute all, right? This time Minda was just little bit better in the end, right? We talked. I said like if this would be a tournament, you would lose 2 times, right? But arm fight is an example to see like literally who is the better arm wrestler. On that day, Minda Sites was definitely a better arm wrestler.
Yeah, in this format for sure.
Yeah. We go to the big upset. I think it was big upset, Hutchings versus Dadikyan. We talked before, and many times I said Dadikyan has everything to beat Hutchings, right? He has the speed, the power, the side pressure, the things that you need to fight someone in Todd's style. And he did it for 4 rounds perfectly.
Yeah. I said before that in a longer fight, if Todd will get in a good position and will stop Dadikyan and fight will go on for more than maybe 10 seconds, I see Todd as a favorite. But Dadikyan's this stop and sometimes this second hit and second attack,
yes.
It was so powerful, and I didn't expect that. And also he was taking
full rotation.
It was rotator. He did what you have to do against someone who's pressing. He was over rotating here.
Todd stayed like this and then just. Right.
But it was and few times Todd was a little bit not so good with those elbow falls, with start positions, some few mistakes. That fight could be even closer. Todd, it was very close fight. It could be even better, and I still think that. It was maybe, I'm not talking about physical, but from some technical aspects or tactical aspects, maybe Todd could do it a little bit better. He did some mistakes which caused him also result. But yeah, Dadikyan.
Perfect performance, right?
Exactly.
The thing is, we all expected him to be great with left arm, and now he's the champ with right arm. Right?
Yep.
And I think very worthy, right? Very worthy. And he beat Irakli easy, and he beat Todd Hutchings, who has beaten most people in the class. But for me, I expected it to be harder, but Dadikyan was so good, taking advantage of some mistakes that Todd made. Right.
Yeah, and this explosiveness that played a big role. Yeah. Also, the second hit, its ability to. Yeah. Todd is super strong statically. He can hold everyone and he can gas out when someone is just holding, like Ungarbayev was holding, or he can pull in that position for long, and it's very hard to beat him statically. Just slowly overcome that strength. Yeah. But when you use it. That power, that explosiveness, and Dadikyan was able to not only from beginning of fight, but even when he stopped again, he was able to use it, and that's big force.
Yeah.
And it was working.
It was working. He's now the champ. I don't know if there's definitely we'll see when we're gonna see Todd Hutchings versus who. Is a rematch on the line, or what's gonna happen in that class?
There are many possibilities and many guys who could pull against both of them.
We also have one here in Latvia, right? Because this weekend made the drop to 105 kilos just to see how he feels there.
He did that also last year in Riga Open, and if I'm not mistaken, in East-West qualification as well. Yes, he went 105.
105.
So Sandris, we are talking about Sandris Šedis. He's more than ready to face, I believe, almost everyone in a 105 class. And
this time he did it same day weigh-ins, right? In East versus West, it's day before weigh-ins, so it's even better. And the main event, I would call the round number 1 was absolute chaos, right? I expected Kurdeci to be good. I expected Kurdeci to be crisp and sharp and strong. But I didn't expect him to be so versatile. I didn't expect him to pull inside, to press. Morozov had to go through so many things in that match. At the start, it was like before the first elbow foul, it was Morozov defending for his life. Then it was Kurdeci defending and it's just absolute craziness.
Yeah. That's what can happen or change in a I would say almost 2 years.
Year and a half.
Alex has worked on his weaknesses. His arm strength is different level now. He can pull almost in every position. He can press. He can hook. He can. That's really like a evolution of his performance. And I was expecting to Alex that he will be very strong. But we said before that he could lack some ability to fight in different positions, but I was absolutely wrong. He was actually doing better in some other positions, and maybe his main move was not working as perfect as it used to be, or at least it was not enough for Morozov. So great. It was
great.
What you could expect from main event.
Yes.
And it was absolutely entertaining.
Sometimes main event is magic, right? Sometimes it is magic. Sometimes it's just absolute chaos. The round 1, 2, 3 was absolute chaos. Then Morozov kind of found that press was working better than anything else, and he engaged with the press and to still stay at the top at 100 super heavyweight class on left arm. I have to mention one more person, Alijan Muratov. How impressive is that? Right. Prudnik was, I was impressed because I thought that maybe Alijan will just run through him. But Prudnik was able to get him in a hook at least on round 1 and 2. Then Alijan showed that he has everything too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I think put him against any super heavyweight. I think he can. He's worthy. He's definitely worthy. In my opinion, like he's definitely worthy. Give him. I know they're from same country, and it's. But him and Morozov needs to happen. If we don't see Morozov and Vitaly sometime soon, that's the match to make, right? And that's an absolute main event.
Yeah. And true or not, or joking, but Morozov after not press conference, but in interview he said like the one I'm really afraid of is Alijan. Yeah. So and it's true. He's very dangerous, and we don't know about super heavyweight or unlimited weight class, but pound for pound. Is he best right now? I don't know, so. But he's somewhere up for sure, and then maybe even like very, very best. And
yeah, I really put him as best pound for pound. My pound for pound thing is like at your weight, you're the best by a mile. At his weight, he's the best by till the moon, right? Great event. Left arm was represented very good. I think at the end. 6-8 matches, something like that. A lot of matches on left arm, a lot of good action. We saw a lot of great fights, and I heard before people were talking. Okay, we missed like Janis or Levan or Larat, and okay, I don't have anything to Caesar. For me, when you watch the event,
it was probably most exciting East-West event I have seen, and there was so many fights. I couldn't. Decide who is my favorite. I couldn't decide who will be winner. I was so unsure before event, and that's great about arm wrestling, and that quality of fights, many fights like Mayorov, Samushia, Oleg Zhokh. It was crazy high level event. Krasimir, John, and I was watching and enjoying. And for me, as a fan of arm wrestling and arm wrestler himself, it was fantastic. Maybe for some general public who are seeking just some superheroes, and we need them. We need those heroes. We need for people.
But I think there's a lot of new heroes made with this event, right? I think there's a lot of people exploded in their popularity, like what Mindaugas did. He said what he's gonna do, and he did it, right? In very spectacular way. Vladimir Mayorov, a lot of people counted him out, showed up, right? Round 2, beat the champ. In a just crazy match, and so much more. Avtandel Tutberidze, I was like, how impressive you need to beat, at least to fight with Jacques, and he was fighting all the rounds. Yeah. That was impressive. I can't wait for more. We have East versus West 12 on April 20th. Next one is King of the Table 10. Pulling there, feel good, yeah. This I hope 2023 wasn't my year, so I hope this will be my year.
We will talk about King of Table
soon. A little bit later. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show, and stay strong.
I love arm wrestling.